Hello there, my darlings. Today was a day. We have hashtag Hanky, who is standing up and, quite frankly, I feel, in my opinion, making a complete mockery of the law. This was not a Daubert hearing. It wasn't even an evidentiary hearing, in my opinion. This is complete desperation. It's a fishing expedition. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't think that I'm right, well, and I know that you do, take a look at the defense table. The disgusting looks on their faces when hashtag Hank is up delivering his dissertation. And I'm going to tell you, it's disgusting. But there's a little method to our madness here. And I'm going to explain definitely why it's taken me a little bit. Because you know what? Just like you, I am definitely... I'm Lady Zelda, and I'm here with Seeing Crime, and I'm here with somebody who's making a lot of noise, and her name is Sam. But without further ado, I've been sitting meditating, and guess who shows up? Our man in the blue. We're back in the blue. He shows up. The energy of Officer John O'Keefe. And I think I got a little bit of explanation of why he told me, look in another direction. And the only way that I can show it to you is this, because he gave it to me as a plan. In my mind, it looks like a map, but I'm going to write it out on paper. Now, and I hope my pen works, because I have been writing all day, and the moment that I try to start doing this, it skips and it sputters and everything else. And so I know that there's some dark forces at hand here, because we're literally dealing with some dark forces. If you don't think so, take a look in that courtroom today. Take a look at the lion's den behind behind Karen that we saw on film today. And we saw the lionesses there ready to tear Karen apart. Yeah, so we're going to start off this way. I think you can see. Officer John O'Keefe. We're going to put him up here. I think you can see that. Down here, we have the Canton Police Department. Now, this is where it gets interesting, my loves, because I'm going to be pointing out a few things, and you're going to know why John has told me, look in another direction. Over here, we have 34 Fairview. Over here, we have Higgy Baby. Down here, we have the crime scene of the Sallyport. And that's, in my opinion, nobody has really said that. And then somewhere in between here, we have Brian Albert. But look who's in the middle. We have Jennifer McCabe. So far, it doesn't surprise you, but I'm going to point out some things that John pointed out to me. Higgy testified that he was receiving calls and butt calls, and he was at the Canton PD, and he was moving cars and doing all this other stuff during this snowstorm. Okay, we all know that. But now it comes out that he was on the phone at 1:34 a.m. And no, he was not ordering pizza or checking in with his Tinder account. We're going to put an arrow here. But interestingly enough, here's where it gets interesting as far as I'm concerned. At 2:22 a.m., there is a butt dial call that goes from Uncle Brian to Higgy Baby. At 2:20, I'm going to say 7, I think is when it was, 2:23, 2:27 a.m., Aunt Jenny does a Google search. And she's making other phone calls. Could be to Brian, could be a butt call, and it can be to Nicole Albert, who lives here. Interestingly enough, this butt dial call to Higgy, I'm going to say it again, is almost simultaneously in line with this Google search and with another call from Jennifer. That interests me. Now here's the other thing that interests me. This Sallyport video. I'm going to move this up a little bit. The Sallyport video has now mysteriously disappeared into the cosmic unknown based on the evidence of the expert showing up from Arizona to Canton PD, and Colleen Crawford says, oh, no, we don't have it. They're gone after 30 days. Okay. And now there's supposedly more Sallyport video that's going to be coming out. However, there's a video of Uncle Brian, of Higgy Baby, Uncle Brian Higgy, that shows Higgy at the Canton PD on his phone at 1:34 a.m. That video has survived. That video has not been erased and re-recorded over. That video has made it through to the defense. But why has the Sallyport not? Because there's a question mark up here. And I'm going to form it in a question so you'll understand, because I cannot and I will not accuse anyone of anything. If we know the facts, it's one thing. Could there be someone in the Canton PD who made sure that this video of Higgy Baby was preserved, but then the Sallyport was not? The question is, it all comes back over here because Miss J.M. has an in with the DA. So who's doing what who? And will Higgy be tossed under the bus? Looks like he's about to be. Because, yes, as frustrating as the Sallyport video and as frustrating as the House Long Google search, we still have a lot going on over here. Will Auntie Bev give the defense his phone records? They said no last time. Will he get some phone records? And I'm going to tell you this about SIM cards that I know, because I've had a lot of technology. I've done a lot of things. A SIM card only holds your personal phone information. It's not like an SD card. The SIM card is your identification from the phone to the network, and it holds all of that little technology that says, I'm signing in from this phone, and it is connected to my wireless carrier, which Verizon, T-Mobile, whomever you want to say. So the SIM card breaking it only says, thanks for the memories, you just destroyed the ability to sign in with that phone. But all you have to do is go back to the carrier and get another SIM card, and another phone can be in business. Have you thought about that? Because when you get a new phone, the only thing usually that you have to do is swap out SIM cards sometimes. Or if you lose it, you just go back to the carrier and you get another one. So by him destroying the SIM card really doesn't mean squat, except that he destroyed it, which he wasn't supposed to, but he did it. Where all of this information is stored is on a cloud server somewhere, into the heavens, into the cosmic unknown. And if that happens, so is the Sallyport video, because nothing that we do on this earth does not go unnoticed. Somewhere, somehow, there's this, and I'm sorry, look at this mess. But I think that you're figuring this out. I think that you know this already. But I wanted to put it in play because this young man up here basically is telling us, look in another direction. And I want to know who this character is that is manipulating this information. Why? Because Attorney Robert Alessi today made a very great point, and that is the Google search was the only search that was deleted. And of course, the Commonwealth only wanted Miss Hyde to search on that, I'm going to say, disappointing Cellbrite. They didn't want her to update. Why? Because, well, that wouldn't show up. Why is this so important? Because the moment that they can bring this in, that opens up the proverbial can of worms. They forget it doesn't make any difference. Why? Because she did it. And it will come out that she did. It already has come out that she did. Whether it comes out in this trial or whether it comes out in her trial, she did it. Now, the Sallyport video, the crime scene is, in my opinion, you see there is we're looking down over it, you see that there is a little line of snow all around. Well, that means they had already pulled in Karen's SUV. They wiped it off to get all the snow off of it. They backed it out, and then they pulled it back in for the video's sake. We're talking about some stoogey people here. They keep stumbling over and keep trying to, in my opinion, stumble over things. This is why I've taken so long, because this is kind of eye-opening, because there's another player here. Will we ever know who that other player is? I don't know. But there's another player here that is manipulating things. Now, here's another little tidbit for you, my darlings. This Google search, the reason that hashtag Hank is fading so hard, he is pushing so hard to get that out so they don't bring that up in trial, is because she doesn't want to testify. Nobody wants to testify. I tell you this. This is why the CW is fighting so hard, and we all need to start laughing, because this is showing the desperation on all these witnesses. Imagine Higgy Baby getting on the stand now. They will literally crucify him and cross-examine, and so will Jenny. Talk about Brian. I mean, we're already hearing that. Think about this. They didn't want the dog bite theory in. Well, that's going to happen. Do I feel that there's going to be an evidentiary hearing? No, I don't think so. Because Bev is getting tired of this too. And I can tell you, she's probably already clued in. They do not want to testify. They don't want to testify. I know it through the cards, and that's in my opinion. I don't know that is fact, but that is my opinion because it all makes sense. They don't want to testify, and especially this character here and this character here do not, because when she does, she's going to trip up on the stand. And not only that, I believe that there is another person at play, and it could be her spouse, possibly. Could be, I'm asking that question, of manipulating her phone. As was it deleted? Possibly. Could be him. But she doesn't want to testify because you know what, my darlings? When she does, you saw her. This is a script between all of them. Now they're going to start going off script because now they're going to start. Higgy is a throwaway. I've always said that. So is Proctor. And don't forget, Proctor has his remaining trial coming up next week, in which there will be a decision that will be made, and we'll hear about that. Will the defense call him? Oh, I certainly would. Because he is humiliation now to the Canton PD. Canton PD has thrown him under the bus. These people aren't contacting him. And Higgy, he's on his own, baby, because they don't trust him. He knows what happened. He knows exactly. He was there, and that's why he bounced. That's why he cut and run. He said he went down to the Canton Police Department. That, in my opinion, there were other nefarious reasons that he went. But who did he talk to at 1:35 a.m.? In my opinion, one of these two people. Although it could have been the chief. Former chief. So there's a lot going on. Hang on, let's read a few cards. Thanks for indulging me. This is going to be long, and this is why I had to bring this to you. This is Officer John, and we're going to be talking to him some more. Hang in there. There's more to come. All right, my darlings, there's the cloth, and sorry that took so long. I get so passionate over this because I see the behavior. Never in my career, and I've worked with a lot of law enforcement, and I've read for a lot of people, have I ever seen such a three-ringed circus as I have this. And you can see the disappointment and the frustration on the defense. They have never come up with anything like this either. What are we going to start with today? Well, I think we'll start and we'll lay out. Here's what I'm going to do. You see this? Now, you've not seen this way of reading before. We're going to start out with these two cards, these two decks, okay? Now, I'm going to shuffle Spirits, Guides, Angels. Spirits, Guides, Angels. And I think I just saw a card that said stolen come out. If you did, let me know, but I didn't stop, all right? I'm not going to stop. We need some energy here to give us an idea of where this is going. I do not want any of you to lose heart, because I'm going to tell you what, there's more to come. The month of February is going to be crazy, and plus, we're going to do a little something special for Karen's birthday, which is February 26th. But from now until through February, but March is going to be a key. March is going to be significant. Let's get started, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, seek more knowledge. Yeah, we have to look more into this. There was a plan. We have to seek more knowledge. And we're going to take this. Great fortune, definitely. There's more coming out. Unexpected income. Yep. Unexpected income of more information. There's more coming out. We're going to lay these cards up here. Now we have the tarot. The mythic tarot that gravitates to this case for Karen. The Hermit card. My darlings, you know why I'm kind of giggling at this? You know who the Hermit card is? It is a Virgo, and it won't stay there. It is a Virgo. And the Virgo is a significator card for Brian Albert. On the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. That represents to me to be Karen Reed's father, Mr. Reed, Mr. William Reed. Now, here we go with the Piotnik deck. A gift. Oh yeah, we have a gift that's going to be incoming, because I think the defense is going to uncover something that is going to be wild, and we are going to love it. It is going to be something that is cherished by the CW. Listen, when you do this sort of thing, anytime you make the plan to go out and hurt someone like they did Officer John, and I have to be careful there, you know what happened. Anytime that ever happens, people make mistakes. And especially, there are so many people involved. At least 10 people. At least. Managing the stories, managing the scripts, managing the timelines and the plan. It's time we seek more knowledge and get down deep and get going. There is definitely a lump sum. But what else is that? This is from the summer. Now, I think this was the lump sum. It's not, I don't think Hank hashtag has paid in a lump sum. But there's definitely some money situations here. I don't have a doubt. What type of money is it? Could it be hush money? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But this is getting wild. But see, this gives us the foundation. Now, I'm going to take this up. We're going to put this back together, because we know now that Brian Albert may play a big part in this. We know who the orchestra is. We know who the conductor is. Sorry, I hit the camera. I'll tell you what, after today, that is the DA, in my opinion. High honor. Oh yeah, he's going to be lit up all right. His reputation is already sinking, and there is a journey. You know, putting this to the side, there are very few of you, if you see this video, that I have discussed what I feel is coming. I don't like to talk about that. But I think that there's a big possibility. You know, sometimes when people don't see a way out and things are getting a little close and they know they've done wrong and they can't do anything about it, they take matters into their own hands. The Three of Pentacles. I'm going to move this. The Four of Wands. That has to do with a home, a house. Three of Pentacles. That means coming. This is a card in which you come for advice. You see these two people here? They're coming to this guy for advice. And even though it looks like they're sharing money, they are in a very lush environment. They can also be sharing strategy, information, advice, and look who it lands on. Four of Wands, high honor. Definitely, we will remember this day for decades. I will be long gone, and people will be still talking about the Karen Reed case. She will be setting precedents in the state of Massachusetts, and believe me, she's worldwide famous. But the reason she is, and the reason I believe she has so many followers, is not because she's just the pretty girl that was smart. It's because she's fighting. And anybody who is guilty does not fight this hard. You don't get attorneys doing this pro bono for no reason or if you are guilty. Seven of Wands. Look at the conflict coming, my darlings. And this will be a fiery exchange. We saw a little bit of it today of attorney Robert Alessi literally owned Hank, hashtag, in court. That's his new name, by the way, in my opinion, that I have for him. So we have some things to look forward to. And it is going to be very eventful. Another message is going to come out. Oh yeah, all of these things are going to come out. I think it's going to be the death of this case. They can take it to the end. Oh yeah, there's an enemy here. They can take it to the end if they want, but the digger they deep, the more they bury themselves. You know what that's called? Digging their own graves. There we go, my darlings. Another long video for you. Seek higher wisdom. Once again, it's telling us to seek more. And Officer John, I'm here for it. And things are heating up. Oh, they sure are. Look at that little kitty. I just thought of something came to me. There was a witness by the name of Caitlin. Everybody that I've ever known who has the name of Caitlin has a nickname of her testimony was not that solid, and I'm talking a cat, you see. Her testimony was not that solid. It's time to look closer. Okay, so the message here that we're getting now is, I believe we're on the right track. We're seeing a plan. We're seeing some players. It's telling us to dig deeper, seek more knowledge, seek higher wisdom. Things are heating up because it's time to look closer. And you know what I want to say there? I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is a mirror in the background. You know what this is? A mirror image. Not only that, there's a reflection. This case, there's something that's going to be reflecting on some evidence. But check that out. A mirror. This is a mirror image of what we're seeing, of the Sallyport crime scene. That's what I've named it personally. That's not what anybody, that's just my opinion. And I should have said this earlier. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not law enforcement. I am not a fire professional. I am a tarot psychic medium who gets so charged up into these cases, and especially this one, that I can hardly even express myself. So it's for entertainment purposes only. And if you know, you know. I want you to comment and let me know. But this card right here gives me chills. And the fact, my darling, whoops, we need this card. The facts, my darling, that it keeps coming out that we need to seek. There are secrets. Oh my goodness. There's definite secrets here. This is a legal card. It's an education card, but it is a partnership. And you know what this means? It means shared responsibility. These people, in my opinion, are sharing the plan. They're sharing the scripts, the responsibilities. But don't get disheartened. Because what you're seeing now is all of this starting to heat up, because there's a lot of uncertainty now with the CW. So I do not want you to get upset, because there's more coming. And I can tell you this is getting pretty heated. Will Judge Bev dismiss this case? I do not think that she will, but they're going to go through the motions. There's a lot of jealousy in this small little nucleus of group. especially of the older ones. Two couples, some people on the outside. There's some jealousy. There's some uppins. We have one sister who is so extrovert we can't keep her mouth still during this time, and yet we have a sister who is so timid that all she can do is clean. I'm embellishing that, but that look at the contrast between the two. But this is very interesting because this points out a love triangle. And where was the love triangle? Well, Higgy Baby, Karen, John. Now I want you to know this. John understands this kind of thing because John wasn't so innocent himself. But I'm also going to say this. I don't hold anything against John or Karen for any of these things, because any of you who have been into relationships like I have will know that sometimes you get mad and you say things. That doesn't mean you run over people. It means that you're frustrated and you're venting. And it means that there's a push and pull. And it was very frustrating for Karen during this time. This love triangle could have been with someone else. It could have been, I don't know, Jenny, 8675309. It could have been many things. But even so, it is a love triangle between one side of the fence, and now we've got Higgy Baby, and now we have Proctor. And I'm going to tell you, there's nothing worse than being in a position like this where you're feeling ganged up on, and somebody, Higgy Baby, in my opinion, is in left field by himself, not knowing what's going on. So you see, he has a dual situation that he's working with. He goes to bed at night, probably fully dressed, not knowing if the feds are going to show up. Because they do. They come through at night. And then there's that flip side of the coin. He doesn't know if this side of the aisle is going to throw him under the bus and he's going to end up with tire tracks on his forehead, and they're going to nail him and point the finger at him, and what's he going to do? He's got enough where he has fibbed on the stand, and he looks like that he was upset because of a little love triangle. Listen, he was hung up on Karen a lot more than what she was hung up on. She just needed some validation. And don't anybody we're not going to get judgmental on this. Not at all. You know, we're not going to throw stones at glass houses here. This isn't for Karen. And someone pointed out to me, and I am going to mention, look at the date on that. I'm going to call it a date. Hello. Last word, because this is long, and I apologize, but I needed to bring this to you. Ace of Swords. That is communication. That is karma. That is a timing card. That is a winter timing card. Winter isn't over until March. This is a card in which there is an agenda. There's a project. But you see, with her sword, it's a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. It can cleanse, it can tear down. I don't know about you, but I'm here for it. And I know you are too. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and like and do all those things, because we're coming back tomorrow. And thank you so much to all my members and supporters. Whew. Thanks for liking this. Thanks for being here with me, because I'm here with you, my darlings. Let me know in the comments what you think. This is a mess, but start grinning. Start laughing. Because we see the desperation written all over the CW. And don't worry, Karen's got an excellent team. Let's keep our eyes on March. Bye for now, my darlings.